Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's October 2nd, 2020, and this is the Flight Sim News. So, I wanted to start things off a little different today with just kind of an overview of my purpose here at the channel. I do this because I have a passion for flight sims. And I've had this passion for flight sims, God, since the late 80s, you know. I've been covering flight simulations for almost 3 decades. Do I have an attitude sometimes? Yeah. I think I've always been that guy that has always been like, I'm just going to tell it like it is. And my opinion isn't one that always falls in line with everybody's opinion, and I'm never going to apologize for that because I am me, and I've never been one to, be a follower. I've always been more of a leader than a follower. And so I'm really frustrated right now. And in the background, Eagle Dynamics has been nothing but shitty to me. And I'm just sick of it. I'm absolutely disgusted, and I'm sick of it. What started this recent turn of events, I went to go purchase the upgrade for the A-10C II. I couldn't find it, and then I've seen that some people have to go to Steam to buy theirs. But mine was provided to me by Matt Wagner, my A-10, in 2010, when I wrote for ArmchairGeneral.com, at the time doing flight sim reviews and game reviews and whatnot. One of the many publishers I've worked for in almost 3 decades of covering flight sims. And their support people were like, oh, well, this was given to you as a promotional CD key. So we gave you one, we're not going to give you another. And my first response was, are you fucking kidding me? And at that point, it was over. Their support team was just like, I'm unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, you've got to be fucking kidding me. You want to talk about unprofessional? Eagle Dynamics has been shitty with me for this past year because I speak my mind. And I've said some things about DCS in the past, and, their tune was a little different. Let's go back a little bit. You know who's unprofessional? Matt Wagner is unprofessional. He did an interview with me, and it went very well. I thought it was awesome. And then after that, the P-47 was coming out, and the channel map, and he's like, yeah, you should be getting that on the preview, and I'm like, all right, I'd love to preview that. And made promises. I put the time aside. I was ready to do it. Game day comes, and the entire weekend prior to that, he was moving or something, and he was just preoccupied. And, you could tell he wasn't paying attention the way that the emails were being answered. And that's fine. We all have lives outside of this stuff. You know what I mean? That's fine. But telling me all weekend that it's going to happen, and then when it comes game day, which whatever day that was, Monday or Tuesday, or no, it was a Wednesday, I think, is when they dropped their new stuff. I never got anything to preview. And I'm not complaining. I'm not asking them to provide me with software. I mean, as what you see on the screen right now, I've paid for everything that I've reviewed from DCS and Eagle Dynamics. They've given me jack shit. The only thing they did give me is this A-10 from 2010 that I've owned since 2010. And long story short, I got a little upset because I'm like, why would you tell me this and then turn around and, not deliver it. And he started looking into it. He's like, oh, your channel doesn't have enough viewers. I'm like, what? He goes, no, your channel doesn't have enough subscribers. I'm going, so wait a minute. My channel had enough subscribers for you to do an interview with me and talk to me whenever I had questions about things. But now, all of a sudden, my channel doesn't have enough subscribers. And he was just kind of shitty. And, yeah, 5,000. So talk to me once you have 5,000 was pretty much, those weren't his exact words, but that's pretty much what it pointed to. And I was like, wow, that's really shitty, dude. And, yeah. So, on top of that, I have questions randomly now and then about things. And throughout the exchange, Matt referred to me as Ron, R-O-N. That's just ignorant. You want to talk about unprofessional? Maybe you should fucking pay attention when you're talking to people in email to get their name right at least, because that's insulting, number one. And number two, I just don't understand this way of thinking, I just expected what somebody promised. And then on top of that, nowhere does it say that, all A-10 users that own the previous A-10 can use this upgrade path for $9.99 to get the new module. Nowhere in there does it say, except anybody that has a promo code. Nowhere in there does it say, except if you happen to have a promo code from Matt Wagner from 2010. So, I do nothing but provide Eagle Dynamics with absolutely outstanding coverage that is unbiased, no matter how I feel about them. 2 to 3 times a week with the Flight Sim News alone, not counting the number of videos I've put out just covering their products in general, all of which I've paid for, and I have no problem paying for it. Yet, time and again, over the past year, and I think it literally started to change when I was saying things in the Flight Sim News or in my videos about how shitty VR performance is, and how I wish they would really address that. I swear to God, that's exactly what happened. It's too bad, it really is, because I do nothing but provide Eagle Dynamics with outstanding unbiased coverage. 85, maybe 90% of what I do on my channel is Eagle Dynamics products. So, I don't know, man. It really leaves a bad taste, and it really pisses me off, because I've done nothing to them. The fact of the matter is, I've only stood up to them every time they've told me something that was stupid, or if they were being shitty, like Matt Wagner. And now their support team, because they were going on about, oh, well, you're unprofessional because I said, are you fucking kidding me, when they told me I couldn't use the upgrade path to get the new. And here's the funnier part. Honestly, guys, I don't care much about the A-10. I literally don't. I don't care about the Kristen Eagle I bought. I don't really care much about the MiG-19 I bought. I really don't even care about the Super Carrier. But I cover these things, and I try to put them in a very fair light, you know what I mean, when I cover these things, so I could showcase them and show you, the viewers, what it's all about. Because what I do is I'm all about furthering the flight sim community. I want this stuff to be successful. I really do. And no matter what I think about the people behind the scenes, it has never affected my ability to give any product a fair shake. Back in the day, the people from Electronic Arts that did the PR back in the day with Jane's, they were fucking assholes too. They were the absolute worst people in the world to deal with. And I think the problem is it's that mentality that they had back then that they still have now. If you're not the top dog when it comes to, views and now subscribers, then you really aren't on their radar. And the sad part is Nick Gray literally comes by my channel and says nice things all the time. But has also promised to do an interview, and I've heard nothing. So again, I don't know, Nick, if you're watching this, you have a real problem, because again, I've been treated like shit by Eagle Dynamics again and again and again. I've never asked for a handout. I've only asked to be treated fairly. And it's not happening. Eagle Dynamics appreciates jack shit that I do on this channel. They really do. And that's too bad, because I literally showcase their products 85% of the time probably. So I just wanted you, the viewers, to know the fun stuff that goes on in the background that you have to deal with when you do stuff like this. It's always been like this. Again, I'm not making this out to be like, oh, poor me. It's frustrating, and I wanted to share with the viewers that, look, man, this is why I'm not covering the A-10C II. I've done nothing but cover that thing all the way up to release for them, so you guys could see what's going on with it, because there are some very cool things about it. The helmet mounted queuing system, the new weapons, I did look forward to playing with those. But again, I'm not going to lose any sleep over, not having a new A-10. The A-10 is not my favorite plane. But I'll be damned if I'm going to pay $80 for it when I literally own the A-10 from 2010. It's bound to my account. I can play it anytime I want. But Eagle Dynamics decided that, since Matt Wagner gave me that, 10 years ago, that I don't get to do the upgrade path. That's just shitty, especially considering how much I do for Eagle Dynamics. It really is. So I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on and why some things don't happen. And I don't even know what's going on with the Nick Gray interview. You know what I mean? Like, there's some weird stuff going on. I got that email from Stephen Gray, and the email that it was sent to me from was like thefightercollection@gmail.com or something. And that email literally disappeared. We were having some back and forth conversation about some things, and it went perfectly well. That was my only exchange with Eagle Dynamics that was ever actually nice, to be honest, and pleasant. And everything went perfectly well, and then I went to reply one day, and it said that email doesn't exist all of a sudden. So I have no idea what's going on. And even 9line confirmed that, yeah, you have an interview with Nick Gray, not Stephen Gray, because there was some confusion over that, because the guy who was emailing me was supposedly Stephen Gray, and 9line confirmed on one of the online forums that my interview coming up was with Nick Gray, but crickets is all I've heard from Eagle Dynamics. So, like I said, they want to call me unprofessional in their support ticket because I said, "Are you fucking kidding me?" when they told me I couldn't use the upgrade path on the A-10 that I have. But Eagle Dynamics has been nothing but just unprofessional with me, and I do nothing but good things for them. So that's why we're not getting the A-10C II on my channel right now. I'll be damned if I'm going to pay $80 for something when they don't even appreciate what I do. I'm done with that one. From now on, if there's a module coming out that I don't like, I'm not going to fucking buy it. I'm done trying to help them out. I'll find another product to cover. Alrighty, on a more positive note, Star Wars Squadrons came out today. Man, I just had the worst luck this week when it comes to some things, I swear, man. So I pre-ordered this from GameStop, and I waited and waited and waited and waited, and they provided me with nothing. So I went to bed last night, and I was like, let's just wait and see what happens. And I logged into my GameStop account for the digital delivery, and it still said they'll provide it when it's available. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I know, that is the quote of the week, right? But, yeah, so I canceled the GameStop order because they didn't deliver me anything yet. and yet my son got it off of the Epic store last night and already had it preloaded. So I went to Steam today and bought it for 39 bucks. So I'm going to be giving this a shot, so expect some videos from this real soon. This also supports VR, so I'm really looking forward to diving into this. Absolutely fun stuff, man, and I can't wait to jump in and play this. But I just wanted to let you guys know it came out today, and it's supposed to be like kind of the best of X-Wing, you know what I mean? Like when the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter games, but also more sim-like than arcade in terms of, you know, managing systems and whatnot, but also have that kind of fun, quick, fast-paced action that you get out of maybe like the Battlefront space mode, you know. And again, I haven't played it at all firsthand. It just got done downloading, and I'm really looking forward to jumping in there and checking it out. But it's only $39.99. I'm really surprised by that, because that's reasonably cheap for a new AAA game. But it did come out today, and you can get it pretty much anywhere. I decided on Steam since it uses Steam VR. Figured why not keep it in the family over there. And I'm definitely going to be diving into this, so watch for some videos on this really soon. Alright guys, Team Fusion Simulations is at it again. So they have a Battle for France Fall Rot event this weekend coming up. It says we're putting the finishing touches on the revised Fall Rot mission to ensure the new aircraft included will not do anything odd to the mission. So to cover off on everything, who is keen to participate this weekend, will be running on Sunday, October 4th, 1930 GMT. I'm not certain what time that means in terms of my time zones, but look it up. It also says we will also run the same event on Saturday, October 10th at the same time. Team Fusion's paddle will be live streaming both days. Definitely check that out. And then there's a changelog, and here's some details for the upcoming patch 008. That was just posted 23 hours ago. Hope everyone's having a great week. Here is this week's changelog, which includes a number of much requested improvements. Added inner desert salt flat areas, added southern desert emergency landing grounds, added speed tree rocks, increased the size of 6 degrees of freedom box, and added gun shake when firing the Tomahawk. Overlay texture's been updated. Bow fighters fixed open side window exception. Ju-88 twin gun turret fix. Channel map France texture modifications. Updated aircraft ground impact effects, and fixed over bright glass reflections inside of the cockpit. These guys are top notch. They really are as developers. They've been putting out changelog after changelog after changelog since this thing was released, and it wasn't all that long ago that this was released. Good for these guys, man. If you haven't flown IL-2 Stormovik Desert Wings TOBRUK, I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. There's so many planes in there. And I'll tell you what, I love that Tomahawk. That Tomahawk is a lot of fun. Just can't say enough good things about it. Give it a shot, guys. Alright, first up is CasmoTV first impressions of the A-10C II and the helmet-mounted queuing system.
Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, and welcome to the A-10C II Tank Killer. $10, then you're just not paying attention. This is a major upgrade to the aircraft and your ability to put warheads on foreheads, and that's what it's all about. Now the first thing I learned was that this is actually a separate module in the mission editor. It's actually a separate selectable aircraft, so just keep that in mind. Unfortunately, that also means you get to remap everything. Everything.
Oh,
I tried
sucks.
to just port my A10 profile over, but no joy. But your mileage may vary. Anyway, just prepare yourself that when you fire it up the first time, you may have to remap everything. Now, I'll be honest, the helmet-mounted QE system alone is worth the $10. When I flew Kiowas, this is one of the absolute most wanted components. The ability to turn your head and focus your sensors on a target is invaluable in combat. Now there's a lot to digest here, and I spent a lot of time in pause watching Wags explain how to do things and trying to replicate it. So go into this devoting some time to relearn your HOG skills. Additionally, some buttons' function seems to have changed, the biggest being that China Hat aft doesn't seem to recage the TGP. Now it's been said that that's a real life thing, but I'm skeptical. Caging your sensor is critical, so if that's a bug, I hope they squash it soon. The slewable cursor is a little weird at first. We don't have that function in the Apache, but after playing with it I kinda wish we did. It makes getting exact on the target or feature much simpler than just holding perfectly still, which brings me to my next point. Track IR users are going to be getting some neck pains trying to hold perfectly still and keep that center cursor on something. There are times where you really need that center cross on an object to make it speedy or selected for a mark point. The TGP window is a neat addition, though it'll take some practice to get used to. It's also a good second set of eyes when you're visually scanning, as now you have a FLIR backup to your Mark 1 eyeballs. Another trick is making the helmet-mounted queuing system SOI and slaving your TGP to it, so that can be handy when you're searching for targets, especially at night. And for the night fighting, the helmet-mounted queuing.
The video is about 2 minutes and 51 seconds long. It's not terribly long, but wow, does he dig in. And it's thoroughly detailed on the helmet-mounted queuing system. Very good stuff. I will throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. So, as expected on Wednesday, the open beta dropped, and day before that was the A-10C II Tank Killer launch video, and they added the A-10C II Tank Killer to the open beta. And they also added the Harito campaign for the Focke-Wulf 190A-8 from Reflected Simulations. In terms of other updates, there's not a lot here. I'm really surprised by this one. More than anything, it looks like there's just a lot of fixes and improvements for campaigns. TDC axis for the mouse was fixed for Flaming Cliffs. They fixed a couple AIM-9 things, and NVG appears without color in the Hornet. They added an instant action mission on the Syria map for the F5E Tiger II. 3 small fixes for the JF-17, and 2 fixes for the China Asset Pack by Deca Ironworks Simulations. And then DCS World in general. AI radar unit crash if unit on is used when it is burning has been fixed. Other than that, not a huge update, but like I said, the biggest update was the addition of the A-10C II Tank Killer by Eagle Dynamics. Next up, DCS A-10C II Tank Killer helmet mounted queuing system from WAGS.
Hey everyone, Wags here from Eagle Dynamics. In this final preview of DCS A-10C II Tank Killer, we'll take a look at the helmet-mounted queuing system, or HMCS, for the A-10. The HMCS consists of several subsystems, but we'll focus on the helmet-mounted display now. So again, here at steer point 2, we see the yellow box and dot for our current steer point and the sensor point of interest. We also see the other steer points indicated as green boxes and a dot, with the name of the steer point below in blue. If we move too far away from the current SPI, or sensor point of interest, we'll get a line from the crosshairs to the SPI. The further is it away, the more dashed it becomes.
Fantastic video. It's about 12 minutes long, and wow, I never realized the helmet-mounted queuing system had that much to it. This helmet-mounted queuing system is vastly different from the one that we have in the F-16 and the F-18 Hornet. It seems in those two planes, at least from what I remember, the only thing I've ever really used the helmet-mounted queuing system for was shooting Sidewinder AIM-X's. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really see any other use for them, unless I've totally missed something, but that's the only time I ever really used it much. So this one is way more powerful, and it looks to be a game changer for the A-10. I'll throw a link to this in the video description as usual, and you can check it out for yourself. Alright, next up is Polychop Simulations, screenshot of the week in development update. Symbology bugs have been identified internally for both the OH-58D Kiowa Warrior and the SA-342 Gazelle. For the later, that means the fix for the RWR and TV screen readouts will be in the next patch. Sorry for the inconvenience, it took us by surprise as well. When it comes to the Kiowa Warrior, the same methods that have solved the symbology issues on the Gazelle will have to be applied. Due to the sheer amount of on-screen data and symbology displayed on the MFDs and radio panel, implementing the fix will take up to a few days, after which the normal development process will resume. We've took this opportunity to streamline communication between Ed and Polychop to prevent such things from happening in the future. While no guarantees can be given that nothing will ever unexpectedly break again, we feel we've made some serious progress in establishing more efficient and direct lines of communication. Eagle Dynamics has been a great help and assistance in solving the issue, and we thank everyone for that. Alrighty, so that's quite different from the last update from these guys. That was like, we're having some problems, it's going to give us a setback. Now it looks like a few days of fixing, and they're going to be right back on track. That is excellent news, guys. It really is. I'm really dying to get my hands on the Kiowa Warrior. I cannot wait to jump in there and fly that chopper. Fun stuff, guys. Fun stuff. So that's it for the Flight Sim news for today. I want to apologize a little bit for airing my dirty laundry. But at the same time, I just feel that, you know what, at this point something needs to be said. I value each and every one of my viewers, and I do this stuff for you guys and to further, the hobby of flight simming in general. I guess when you're a person that is as passionate as I am, you're also very opinionated, and I have a hard time not speaking my mind, and maybe that gets me in trouble sometimes, but it doesn't change the fact that, no matter what I think about somebody or a company or a product, I still give everything a fair shake, and I always have. It has never been something that has, kept me from being fair and unbiased, I guess is the point. Back in the day when I used to write about this stuff for various different publishers and worked for the All Games Network, you had companies that would really schmooze you and like give you a trip, send you on a wonderful vacation to show you their next newest awesome product. And a lot of the times it was garbage. And, you had to write about it at the end of the day. And I did. And I said it was garbage. And if it was something that was good and it was awesome, I said it was good and awesome. But like, a trip somewhere, that doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? Hell, one company even gave us money to give away to strippers when they took us out. You can't make this shit up, man. The stuff that used to happen in the background in the video game industry was unbelievable back in the 90s, man. Crazy stuff. But at the end of the day, it's unfortunate that some companies have to be the way they are, and that some things haven't changed in this industry in all this time. And there's always going to be a few companies out there that are in a position to do what they want, I guess you could say. And that includes being shitty to good people. And I'm just not one to sit back and not say something when something is really wrong. I've always had a hard time shutting my mouth when it comes to speaking my mind. And I can be abrasive at times. But at the same time, I've done nothing but be good to Eagle Dynamics. I really have. And I'll continue to be good to Eagle Dynamics because I know everybody loves their products. I love their products. But you know what? At the end of the day, I don't have to like the people behind the scenes. And people can make good products and still be shitty people. And I guess that's the moral of the story here, Eagle Dynamics, man, you guys really need to get it together in more ways than one, It's not about how you just treat me. You need to fix VR, you know what I mean? You need to just treat people better in general. You really do. Especially people that, one of these days they're not going to be the only game in town. Somebody's going to come along eventually and challenge that ecosystem and come up with something really good. So I don't know, man. Like I said, it's been one of those weeks, and I'm still really frustrated, and I have a bad taste in my mouth over this whole thing, because I deserve to be able to pay $10 to get the upgrade path to cover the product for them. And that's what kills me, man. Like, they know I'm going to cover the product for them more than anything, so to show you guys, my viewers, hey, this is this cool new thing that they have, you know what I mean? Like I always do, if I like it or not, I still cover it. And I've went out of my way to go around and buy all the stuff that they have just to cover it. And again, I'm not complaining about that, but in comparison, there are other developers out there like 1C Game Studios that pretty much just hands me anything that they come out with that's brand new, because they know I'm going to cover it. And they know I'm going to treat it right. And I'm going to call out anything I don't like about it. But they know I'm going to be fair and unbiased, because that's what I do. And then you got Eagle Dynamics that just, my God, they act like, I'm asking for the world for them to be able to pay $10 to, put together and use the upgrade path that, with the A-10 that I own, that I've had for a decade. Just unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So, as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit the like button. And until next time, guys.